Okay.
الملف الإكسل.
It is on the WhatsApp, so you can download it from there. On WhatsApp it is there, you can download it from WhatsApp.
برسل
So, if you're ready, are you all ready?
Just wait.
Yeah, okay.
5 minutes maybe.
5 minutes. You have your MIS event today, right?
Is there any reward from it?
For coming there?
Yeah.
I have no sure event.
I mean not bonus. I just said. Just
No. It's not from me. They asked me to come and
Yeah.
to say something. So it's your event, organized by you students.
Have you present anything?
Yeah, they asked me to present something. So
Have you
I'll
present?
stop. No, I will. I mean, it's today.
Oh, you will later.
Yeah, today, 1 o'clock, maybe something
Yeah.
like that. So let me know when you're ready. Have you downloaded the file?
What's up?
WhatsApp is not working?
No, just loading the chats.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's giving problems, so you need to use the app now. Windows app, it's working better. Because through the web, it's not working very well. So, you're Omar? Sorry. I thought you were somebody from the other class was coming.
Yes.
Omar.
No, Abdulaziz.
Abdulaziz.
I am from another class.
Okay, just tell me because I need to fix the attendance, okay?
No,
Okay.
I present for the Excel and
I missed the
What is this? Oh, very nice, very nice. We'll try to talk about that. Very good. That's excellent. What did you find that interesting? You know, like useful or something?
Yeah, but
Yeah, العام
I prefer Alteryx.
Alteryx?
Yeah, because it's more detailed.
Yeah, I
If you
prefer
want-
Alteryx as well.
Yeah, if you want to make like series analysis, like series, chart, series, things like that, you go for Alteryx.
Yeah, that's what my conclusion.
Yeah,
So that's what I told you. I prefer Alteryx over T.
Yeah, so but if you want to make just visual things, you go for Tableau.
You have the right conclusion. So Alteryx, by the way, has better training program.
It's like in complicated analysis, you go for Alteryx.
Yeah. Not only that, but Alteryx is better even training material, etc. is better.
Yeah.
So are you all ready? You know, like, do you have your Excel files open? Right?
Yes.
So this chapter was about data reporting and visualization, right? So we'd like to do the same in Excel, but before I go there, I'm sure you have, but how many of you have used Excel before? I'm sure you have used some basic stuff like average, sum, those functions, right? So you should be able to measure the challenge that I'm going to pose to you, and then I'm going to show you the same challenge. If I give it to you, if I ask you how long would it take, the effort, that you need to invest to get that report done. Okay, so then I will show you a tool that you'll be able to then realize how good that tool is. To get the same thing done in such a small amount of time and effort. Okay. And so we will be talking about something called pivot table and charts, which is used to organize data, process data, analyze data. And then I will also try to show you some advanced functions of Excel that you may not have used before. Okay, so I will talk about that as well. So let's just talk about that. So we will introduce the pivot charts, we'll show you how to create it and so on. But to do that, we will make use of a real data set. Real data set means a substantially large data set. By the way, pivot table, pivot charts, they become more and more and more useful as your data becomes big, simply because the larger, the complex the data, the more it will take you to do your regular way of handling the Excel, right? So you will be able to see that, pivot table, pivot charts become even more powerful, when you're handling with so many columns, so many rows and so on. Okay, so this data chart, if you look at on the right side, it's like an extra or something, an electronics store selling 12 items. Okay, laptop, desktop, accessories, household item 1, and then they have grouping in the form of their types, and their prices are mentioned, right? Can you see all those, right? So the actual data is given here. It is provided for 4 months. 4 months, something like a quarter, and the way the records are saved is that when you sell a product, its type, its origin, the day it was sold, and it's the price is showing here. Okay, so now look at this data carefully so that you understand what columns, what each column says. Okay, and then I'm going to tell you, what I want you to think, if you have to do the same thing with your regular skills in Excel. Okay, so do you all understand what we have in this column? Everybody understand that, right? Everybody okay with the data set? Everybody can see what we have in the data set? Now let's just go there. So I, as a business manager, wants to have some numbers, meaning that for each item I wanted to know their total sales for each item separately. I want those numbers extracted from the report. You understand what I'm asking? So do you see that you have like TV1, TV2, TV3, right? Can you see that?
Yes.
I wanted to know how many TVs I've sold. Number one, how many and how many in real amounts, right? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's one thing. And for the same thing, I not only want total, I want like an average amount. Okay, for all items, or at times I may ask you to produce me a separate report for a particular item. Okay, then even if you also see in the data, you have days shown here: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, because it's going for 4 months. I wanted to see how am I doing on Mondays, or how am I doing on Tuesdays. So I want the sum or average sales on a given day, right? Do you see I'm asking you a lot of reports, right? So if this data is available to you, so how long or how would you able to produce those reports?
For example,
Whatever, okay, just try to find a way. Filters, extract one by one, right? I've asked you maybe 10 different reports. So at least do you see those problems? But not only that, I'm going to make your challenge even more difficult. I want this report to be presented in this format. Meaning that accessories sold on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sum, and then their total. Each item, I want that reported here. And then I wanted some on how much I am able to sell on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So this whole report. You see that with your regular skill, this report will take a lot of time, right? And then this is total sales, What about average? What about count? Number of TVs sold? So it takes a lot of time. So if you're facing such situations, we have a very powerful tool that will take sometimes even seconds, not even minutes, to create such reports. So let's see how it is done. So can you all please select the whole range, the whole data set that you wanted to analyze. So can you please select the whole data set? Okay. So now I'm showing you how those reports are generated using pivot charts. Yes. Yes.
Can you go?
Yes.
I mean, this one?
No. The whole data set is here.
Okay.
You just have to select. Where is that? One. Control shift down. Sorry. Yeah, this one. Okay, so have you selected the data set? Then go to insert. Go to insert and click on pivot table. Click on insert and then pivot table. You'll see something called pivot table on the left. Now what you will see here is like a screen like this. Oh, even before that, when you get this dialog box, please, it is always better to go with new worksheet. It is always better to create that in a new worksheet. Okay. So what we have done so far is select your data. You know, this data, this whole table. Can you select this whole table? You have that Excel file?
Yes.
Select this whole data set, this one. Okay, Control Shift right and then down. Okay, and then go to insert. Go to insert. After selecting this, go to insert. Then you will see pivot table. Then make sure you have checked. New sheet. Sorry, it should be down a little. New sheet. Click OK. So once you see OK, then you will see something like this. Okay. So right now this is your pivot table, but right now it is empty. That's why just showing a placeholder, a place where your table would go. Now you have to look at these 5 things very carefully. Okay, you have to look at these 5 things very carefully because this is the key to creating your pivot table. So what do you see here? You see columns, right? Rows, values, filters, and the fields to choose from. So what do you see are fields. So what are those fields? Product type, origin, date, data, sales. Where has Excel picked this up?
From the table.
From the table. Do you see that your table has these labels? You see this label, product type, origin, day, right? Now, the way you're going to look at it is, see, I want report in this form. So what are these? Products are in rows. Can you see that? I want my products to be in rows. Do you all agree with that? And I want my days in columns. Now keep that in mind. All you have to do is now drag product, put it in rows. Drag and drop. Product, just drag it and drop it in rows. Just drag this product, drop it in rows. Days, just drag it in column. And the data that I wanted to fill right now is the sales, so put it in values. Just drag it and drop it in.
Which one I put in values?
Sales. So I'm going to do it with you so that you can follow it up with me, the same thing. Okay. So I'm going to select this, okay. And I'm going to go to insert pivot tables, okay, new sheet, okay. Then I say I want my product to be in rows, I want my day to be in column, and I want my sales to be there. Can you see that this table is now the table that I was looking for was generated within like few seconds, right? Now I also wanted after creating that, I also wanted to filter this value based on my type and origin later, right? Origin later. So do you see these two filters like coming at the top? Origin and type. Now I will talk more about it, but there is something important I would like to discuss. But are you all on this same Same scene, right? Are you all here? Are you all able to create this table? Now, my boss suddenly says that I don't want sales real amount, I actually wanted counts. I actually wanted count. So in my actual data, do you think there is any count? It was just giving me the dollar amount. I have to count how many TVs I have to sell. Do you see the problem? Brothers, everybody can see the problem?
Yes.
So you understand, I'm saying that in my pivot tables, my boss suddenly say that I don't want dollar amount or the real amount. I actually want the number of items sold. Now in my data, I don't have number, I actually have to count TVs and smartphones and all those and put that in the table. So I'm going to show you how this can be done in pivot chart. So you again go to values.
Doctor, could you zoom?
Okay. Maybe what I'll use is, or maybe can you come a little closer as well? Can you see this better now?
Yes, but
No, I'm going to now come here. Because when I zoom, you will only see the table zoomed,
okay.
but not this part.
No problem.
Okay. So let me, where is my zoom? So if you need to see a particular thing, let me just zoom that in, but that's the only thing that I can zoom.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah, okay. Now I don't want to put dollar amount here. I told you I want actual count.
How
Now-
many pieces?
Yes, how many pieces? So can you go to values again? Okay, I'm going to zoom in so that you can see it more clearly. So I'm going to go to sum of sales. Do you see this drop down? Click on it and then click on value field setting. Yes, so all you have to do is to change from sum to count. And if you're looking for average, you pick average. If you want max of something, you pick max, min, right? And by the way, in advanced, there are like standard deviations and many other things. So I'm going to pick count. Can you see that now it is giving me count of the data? Right? Can you see how quickly and easily am I able to get all that? Very easy, right? You all agree? Very easy, right? Now I suddenly wanted, my boss changed mine. He says, I want days in rows and products in columns. So what can you do?
What you want?
These days, I want it in rows, and the products I want it in columns.
Change it.
That's it. You bring day, you drag days here and product there. That's it. Right? Very easy. So let's just change it back. I want to bring day. I can even put them in the same column. By the way, I can put them both in columns. Yeah, so representation becomes very easy, right? So whichever way you'd like to put. Now I want, okay, fine, count is there, but I want this only for for TVs only. The type. So these filters are available, so I can go and pick TVs, and you can see that it has now reduced this table to TVs only, removed everything else.
I think your data needs to be in the right formation to make the Excel to recognize the data.
Of course, the data has to be arranged in a particular. I mean, as long as there's no error in the data and the columns are fine, you can. There's no problem. It will be able to pick things up, right? Because normally the data is in this form, right? You have columns with headings.
Yes, normally, yes, usually. So yeah.
What is the other thing?
I don't know, maybe.
Unless your data is split into two tables, so you have to bring them together into the same.
This is not included in the course just for knowledge, right?
No. One of your projects will one of your projects requires you to use this pivot tables, pivot charts. Yes.
Sorry, Doctor.
Okay.
For the last thing, what's the last column we have? A grand total? or-
I'll come to that. So when it was dollar amount, it says it's 9. It is just summing this up. So you have sold actually 68 accessories. 9 on Monday, 11 on Tuesday, 11 on Wednesday, 19, 18 on Friday.
Now you bring it back, okay.
Right? And you mean in the other form? You meant in the other form?
You go back or what you do?
No, I did an undo. Yeah. So if you are reading it like this, total of accessories is 68, and this is the breakdown based on days. But there is one more very nice thing about it. I can close. So it is like kind of a drill down here. Can you see that?
Yes.
So it gives me total like this in this vertical form when I'm putting everything in columns, okay? But if I wanted to go into the details of a particular one, I can just open and see the breakdown on this.
Could you repeat this?
This one, I've put both in rows. I put both product and day in rows, okay? When you put it like this,
Yes.
see how it basically arranges them in levels, hierarchy.
Okay.
So you can close and open. And the way you read it is at the top is the total, and down there is like the detail. So you sum them up, so it goes down to, let's say, 68.
Okay.
Right? So this is how it is done. Now let me put the day back. Now filters. If you want to choose multiple items, you just click on this one, select multiple items. Can you see select multiple items? I want just computers and phones. I can do that as well. Right? So it just goes to your imagination what to put in my rows, what to put in my column. By the way, I can put type in column or in days. So that's like even more complicated reports can be produced.
How?
Okay, I'm going to show it to you again. So let me undo this. You see that we had this filter here?
Yeah.
Let me put origin rather than in filter. I want you to put that in under product. Can you see that for each one? Now it will come in my rows as the second level. Right? Can you see this as a second level? Now I can also change the order. Now it has switched to, now the main thing is imported and local, and underneath is your products. Can you see the impact of switching? Now let's just switch again. Origin goes down, product goes up. So underneath each product you have, distribution is coming as imported versus local made. Can you see that? So their order is also very important. In which order you want to put them under a row or a column. Right? So order does make a difference. So just by changing the order, I've changed the way my report is looking at. The way I am looking at my report. Okay. Now I'm going to move this origin back here just for a second because I wanted to show you something else. Now this report, by the way, you can always change its data type. Imagine if it's a currency, you want not the count of you don't want count, you actually wanted to have sum, and you wanted to show it like a dollar amount. Yeah, you can always this is like regular Excel. Okay. Now I wanted to show you something else.
How to make it in dollar?
You just select the format like you always do.
So I just select it.
Yeah, like here, you can use currency. If you want to use Saudi Riyal, you can pick a currency, right? And symbol is Saudi Riyals, right? Saudi Riyals. Right, so you can always have picked formatted in whatever way you like. Now, before I go to the charts, because charts are even more interesting, I want you to click on design. Can you click on design, please? Can you click on design? Can you click on design? You see those two ones, design and cover chart and analyze.
Yes, first one.
Design, right?
From insert.
Yeah, so do you see these options?
Yes.
So they just improve the readability of your report. If you want banded rows, banded columns alone. Yeah, so this is just to improve. Report layouts can also be changed. You know, especially the multi-layer one.
Sir, I don't have design.
You have to go to design first.
No. Just
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, okay. He's facing a problem, and I'm going to show you why he's facing a problem, because everybody can face that problem. Okay? Very subtle thing, but please, you need to pay attention because it happens very easily. Now, where did my options go? Where did my options go?
You just click in the select.
Just click in the table.
Just
So to get those options, you have to be on the table, right? It can happen that options are gone. So it's because you're now outside the table. That's why you're not seeing it. Okay. So you have to go into the table and then you go to the design, and then those options are coming. Okay. Blank rows, insert blank lines. This normally comes when you have multiple ones. So compact view, and I think outline view, right? So we have those different view options. So I'm going to just undo this, and let's just go to the charts. Now again, click on it. Go to pivot table analyze, and you have an option called pivot charts. So stay on the table and then go here and click on pivot chart. Click on it. Now pick the one that you like. They look like the regular Excel charts, but there are some very nice features on them. Okay, not available in your regular Excel. So let me just pick this one up. Now, one of the things that I must tell you that these tables and charts are of course dynamically linked, meaning that if I change, filter my products types to only computers, I wanted only computers and phones. Of course, my chart, you can see that my chart is updated as well. Can you see that? But the good thing about these charts is that you can do those changes on the charts themselves, and the table is also changed.
Yes, that's what I did just now.
Yes, so for example, I just wanted to see weekdays. I'm not concerned with the weekends. Maybe Thursday, Fridays I don't want to see. Can you see that even the table has changed, right? Or I wanted to pick only maybe desktops and laptops. Again, you can see they are both back and forth translatable, meaning that even if you change the chart, it will update the table. If you update the table, it will update the chart. Okay. And of course, you can do whatever you like with the table, just like add labels or add trend lines and anything else that you'd like to do. It is certainly you can get that thing done. So I'm going to say all, right? Days, I'm going to say clear filter, right? Okay, row labels, clear filter from products. Okay. So I think I'm going to remove the labels here.
Doctor, I can't do anything with the table. I mean, if I want to change the days or the type, I can't do it with the table. I mean, with the pie chart.
Sorry, you want to change it here?
No, on that side.
On this side?
Yeah.
No, you can. Do you see a drop down menu here?
Actually, no, I don't have. That's why.
You don't have the drop down menu on days? Maybe let's just see. Yeah, because I think, did you plot it via, where is, oh, I see. Where is your sheet? This is the sheet? Where is your data then? Here. Mac. I don't know, maybe in Mac things are a little different in the Mac or Excel version for Mac, maybe. Then, but you can also handle that via table,
Yeah, I know.
right? So you can still do it via the table. Okay. So so if you understand these things, a lot of reports are being generated like this in real world. Okay. So by the way, you can even the other formatting issues are also there. You can go to design, you can change the formats in any way you like. So one of the things, one of the instead of giving one project, so one of the small project we will be giving to you is to give you a data set like this, and we'll ask you to generate certain reports, right? So that you get an exercise of whether you call it an assignment or you call it like a small project. Okay, so we will give you data sets, the same group who will be doing projects, so you can do it as a group. Okay, but please practice pivot charts, pivot tables, because they are very, very important tools. All senior managers to mid-tier managers to lower tier managers, they are all using this tool, these days. Very, very popular tool. Okay, now any question? Now compare that to your regular Excel skills. Do you find that very easy to handle in terms of regular formulas, right? Very easy to use, very quick, very fast. You're able to get to your report within seconds. Now, there are still some times when you have to use certain functions. It does not mean that you can get away with functions completely. Okay, so let me ask you if you are aware of certain functions and maybe some important ones that you should know. So let me see. Have you used if before? If function in Excel, right? In Excel, no. In Python, yes, maybe. Yes. So let's look at an example. Maybe if you have used, maybe that's good. So I'm selling these products here. Okay. If the product type is TV, I'm offering an after sales service, warranty coverage.
Yes.
So I wanted to just say which one is eligible for service in this column, yes and no. Okay, based on, for example, TV alone. Now, one of the things I've done for you is to give you solutions here. Tasks, solutions, right? But the only thing you must take care of if you want to use this solution is that if you look at this solution, it doesn't start with an equals to sign. That's because I wanted to see it as a text, not apply the formula. Okay? So you have to remove this single quote or copy it from here, and it says put it there in this column because I wanted to apply it here. Okay? So this is for future reference. Of course, we are going to do it now. So let's see how we can apply this formula. It says if, what does it asking you? Test. Okay? I'm saying that if type equals, because it's text, so I'm saying TVs, right? If it says TVs, then it's asking you if it is true what you should do. And I wanted it to say yes. Okay, let's say it says. And if it doesn't turn out to be true, I say don't do anything, meaning that just leave it blank. Right? Do you understand how I'm writing this if statement?
But can you zoom in?
Yes, I'll zoom in so that you. Okay, let me just copy the formula. Let me just zoom in. And I'm going to write. Maybe I'll double click it. Can you see the formula now?
Yes. It's the same that it's there, right?
Yes, it is the same. But it says if this B2 is TVs, then say yes. Else, don't say anything. You can always say if you want to say no. Yeah, you can always do that. Okay. By the way, in Excel, you can put if within an if and another if. Have you talked about nested ifs and so on? So you can put an if within an if. So it will go here or here or here somewhere. So either here or here. So you can always do that. So I'm going to just enter it, and then as it says, I'm going to copy this formula down.
What is the shortcut?
Here.
The shortcut to apply to all.
Okay, so do you see when you move your mouse at this corner, the plus changes to black?
Yes.
Double click, and it will copy it down till it finds, you know, the other column, the left column. Okay. But you know, of course, the formatting, it just copied the same formatting as well. Okay. The other way is, of course, you can copy and and then of course copy paste and other things will work. Now,
Scroll it down or what?
no. Copying is also fine, but you know, for it's right now easier thing is just double click. Now the other option, I said no, it's not just TV or phones. I have or.
Either of them should be true.
Either of them should be true. So I have an or condition. Okay. So the way I can write it if let's see how I'm writing this time. So I'm going back in my there. So I'm going to say or in defining my condition or. Okay. So the first one is B2 is TVs or B2 is phones, right? And then close. So do you see this or function?
Mm-hmm.
So B2 is TV or B2 is phones, and then I enter. Or sorry, I don't. I forgot to put equals to sign here. Okay, and then I'm going to do double click. Right now it is picking up phones as well. Now or is used when you're comparing within a column. Listen to this very carefully in Excel. Within the column is or, but across columns, maybe you want to use and. This and this.
What do you mean?
Both of
Across.
them must be.
Yeah?
Both of them must be.
Must be true, but normally and is used when you're trying to pick from two different columns. Because within the column it's only one value, right? So it is or.
Okay. Can you use and to give us?
Yes, I'm going to use and. So I'm going to say this time TVs but imported only. That's where I'm giving. So now do you see that it is in two columns now?
Well,
Origin,
Okay.
TVs and imported, right? So I'm going to say instead of or, I'm going to come here and I'm going to say and, okay? And
Wait, you mean two columns? You mean?
look, my data is in two columns. I say TVs is in this column and origin is in imported.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to say B2 equals to TVs. Okay, and the second one is what?
Important.
C2 equals to imported. Right? Then I'm going to do again. Do you see that this TV was local made and now not covered? Right? So do you want to see the formula again? And this time I'm using and meaning that both B2 has to be TVs and C2 has to be imported. Both has to be true.
What you did last thing?
Sorry? And. We use and.
Add what?
And. A-N-D. And.
Okay.
Instead of or, we use and. Both have to be true. Okay? So we are saying that, look at the problem first, brother. It says TVs and imported. So and is normally between columns, not like within the column.
Okay.
Or is usually within the column. TVs or phones or. And means I need multiple criteria.
Oh.
TVs, but they are also imported. Right?
Simple question. How to apply the formula
Yeah. Yeah. So copy the formula down, you mean?
Yeah.
So one of the things you can do, is once you have written this formula here, okay, bring your mouse at the corner. Do you see this white plus sign?
Yes.
If you bring it down there, it will become like a black small plus sign.
Yes.
Double click on it now. It will copy the formula down to all those. Okay. Okay. And also understood, brothers? Do you understand our and? Now, two more examples are given in the yellow areas. Have you used SUMIF and COUNTIFs? SUMIF, COUNTIF, and SUMIFs, COUNTIFs? No. Look, in the pivot table, for example, I said give me the total sales for TVs only. Okay? TVs only. So how can I find the total sales or total count of sales for them? So I'm going to use not sum, because you know how to use sum. I'm going to use SUMIF. Okay? SUMIF, can you see this well, or do you want me to zoom in further? I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So this is the place I want you to give this number. So I'm going to say SUMIF, okay, open. So it's asking about range and criteria and some range, three things, okay? So my criteria, it's asking first about criteria. So I want TVs. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to control shift down. I'm going to select this column, okay? And then say, where is my criteria? My criteria is actually, I've presented it here. Yeah, I want this. Look for this cell, the value in this cell in the whole column that I select. So look for TVs here, look for TVs here, okay? You understand what the way I'm saying? So I'm saying that whatever value is here, search for it here. Whenever you find a TV, that's what I'm looking for, okay? But then you have to say sum what? The sum column. It says sum range. So I wanted it, the reals, right? So I'm going to select this one, control shift down. Close the bracket, enter. So this is giving me about TVs. Now if I change it to phones, it will give me for phones. SUMIF. SUMIF. You understand SUMIF? So sum based on a condition that is present in another column. SUMIFs. Okay. What about COUNTIF? COUNTIF is simpler than SUMIF. Right? It does not. So I'm going to show it to you. COUNTIF. Okay, COUNTIF. So I'm just counting TVs, right? How many TVs I sold. So I'm going to select this one, and then I have to give what is called the criteria. The criteria was again the same, the TVs or the phones, whatever is there in this column. Enter, that's it, even simpler. So if I say TVs, it will give me, sorry, not here, here. TVs, so I sold 219 TVs and generated 578,000 reals. If I want to check phones, I can see that I've sold 240 phones and generated 360,000 reals. Right? COUNTIF.
How can I select the whole column?
Sorry, say again.
How can I select the whole column?
Whole column. Okay. So what I did was, so for example, COUNTIF, I'm going to show you how I'm selecting the whole column. Okay. Because the column is so big, right?
Yeah.
That is the problem. So you go to the top.
Sorry.
You go to the top of the column.
Okay.
You use Control Shift down key.
Okay. Right.
You can use the same trick with right key, left key, top key. So if you're at the bottom, Control Shift F. If you say Control Shift right, it will. Can you see that? Right, left.
Yes.
So you can use Control Shift up, down, or individual columns using without Control Shift. So that's how you will be able to select.
For sales, what is the formula? Equals sales if?
SUMIF.
Sum?
SUMIF, not sales if. SUMIF. So you can either have count if or you have sum if. Sum if, count if. I think we are going to stop here, but if you are interested, I've given you even some ifs and count ifs.
It will be more data.
More conditions you can add.
No, let us practice on these.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. If you are interested, the example is given to you, right? So you can see if you are interested, because some ifs, counts ifs, maybe it is enough for today, but if you are interested, you can look at the example provided here already.
The next letter.
No, that's enough for now for this one, but just try to copy it here and run, okay? Meaning that we are just looking at phones, right?
Yes.
Some ifs or count ifs, meaning that we have multiple criteria. Phones imported, phones local made. So we can always apply the same thing on multiple criteria. We're using some ifs and count ifs. Okay? So if you wanted to see that, you can try that as well. So I'm going to stop now. I hope you have had a good, useful session. Now there will be an Excel